the neat I KAM sunglasses video camera. See if you can hear me. I'm not talking really loud. Take a drive with them and see what it looks like.
He's on pace. Hasn't been in the Washington Post as many times as Kincaid had, so we're doing well so far. So it should be this show. It's me, though. Hi, how are you?
Well, I'm doing just fine. How are you today?
Just to try and figure out, where we're coming at, what we're looking at, what we saw during the course of the day. I wasn't able to watch the first half of the Penn State-Nebraska game. I was out at a remote for the score at Advanced Auto Parts, saw a monster truck, which is pretty sweet, too. Gravedigger was the name. Tons of kids came out, hung out, watched all that sort of stuff. Kids love monster trucks, so they got all geeked out. Spun a prize wheel, gave out some prizes for the score. It was a good time. I didn't get to watch the first half of the game, so coming in here, I was thinking, man, if there's something, is there anything other than Penn State that needs this show, that needs airtime, that has to be spoken about right here today on a college football Saturday, where that is on the top of everyone's mind? And there is. When you look around this whole landscape, and sure there's an exciting Bears-Lions game coming up tomorrow, and we'll deal with that a little bit tonight. There's some baseball hot show stuff that we'll talk about too. But for the most part, this Penn State stuff that is this scandal, this Charmel Station scandal.
Oh, sound of me talking. Just driving along, testing them out, see how they work. The sunglasses are actually pretty good considering dusk. This is what I bought them for, to see a deer. I won't see a deer for miles. Hey, it's me. Yeah.
town. That's how it works. This entire idea of using football as an escape to me really kind of sent a shiver up my backbone a little bit. Because I have to imagine that part of the reason we're in this situation to begin with is because too many people wanted to use football as an escape too often. And that gets to me some. I was talking with my brother just this morning, and my brother, he's not a huge sports fan. He's not. He'll sit down and watch a baseball game when they're on. Big baseball fan, and if a Bears game's on, he'll sit down and watch that, provided you've given enough food and drink on the table, and that's, he'll get into that. But talking with him, even a guy who's removed from this as you can be, kind of had those same feelings. Using football as an excuse, as an escape here, just wasn't the right way to frame this for me. And I was a little disappointed in some of the things that were said by Penn State seniors on the football team, that were said by people on the campus. Whether it's a guy like Quinn Barham, captain of the team, saying yesterday things like it was rough to hear he was going to have to leave at the end of the season. This obviously before Joe Paterno was told he needed to leave. Here the news last night was even worse. It was bad. That talking about the event that he did have to leave. You've got Nate Stupar, who's a linebacker there, who's tied to the program but incredibly deep. Whether it's his dad playing or whether his uncles Ron, Doug, and Jeff Hostetler all played for Joe Paterno. Obviously, a lot of connected emotion for him. Saying things like, "From what I know, Joe Paterno told his superiors, which was the protocol. He got kicked out for doing what he was told. It's totally unfair to kick him to the curb like that. My heart's with him and his family. My heart goes out to the victims. It's a terrible situation." That's linebacker Nate Stupar of Penn State just yesterday. That's not enough for me. And it hasn't been enough for a lot of people who have shared airtime here on the station. It hasn't been enough for people who call the station. It hasn't been enough for those of you listening. And I just don't understand that mentality. I don't understand why. I guess I understand how people get there, being in that insular society, being in Happy Valley, being completely disconnected, seemingly, from all sorts of rational thought. That you can look at this in a situation where this game against Nebraska was the important thing. It wasn't. Had it been canceled, I'd be completely fine with it. I'm not saying the kids need to be punished. And I don't want you to take the fact that I'm calling out guys like Barham and Stupar for not supporting the right things. I understand where they're coming from. Their kids and they want to play this game, but nobody's entitled to anything here as far as the guys who strap on the uniforms, as far as those guys on the field playing this game. The only thing they're really entitled to is once the decision was made to play this game, is to go out and play as hard as they can. Nobody's entitled to a win here. This didn't vindicate anything. This didn't prove to anyone that Penn State fans, Penn State alum, Penn State supporters do things the right way. This didn't clear anybody's name. There's reports, and I'll get to it a little bit. I've been following along on Twitter just to find out some of the events that have been going on at that game surrounding this afternoon out in Pennsylvania. And look, when you get 120,000 fans together, 120,000 people together in that kind of atmosphere, you're going to have a spectrum of behavior that goes on. And certainly, I believe I've found one, and I'll read that a little bit. It takes a little while, so we'll do it after the break, but I want you to know that today's events, this afternoon, and just holding this game and being, from what I can tell, relatively civil. I'm sure there were some things said on one side of the spectrum by Penn State fans, and I'm sure there were things said on the other side of the spectrum by whether they were Penn State fans or not. People that maybe just came to say their piece or happened to be there and just needed to say what they felt needed to be said, what they needed to be, what they wanted it to be the right way. I just don't believe that this game was a healing process. I just don't think that that's something that 60 minutes of football helps heal a campus. Could it perhaps have helped this football program get over some things? Maybe. I didn't play in a Division I football squad. They talk about it being like a family, and certainly it's a screwed up family at that. I mean, we've seen this issue play out throughout the course of the week. and it's been nothing but appalling. You know, there's some other things I want to get to as far as Mike McQueary goes, the situation surrounding him. He had been, as late as Friday, I believe, I checked the reports here, as late as Friday, scheduled to be a coach at this game. He's still a coach for Penn State. He was not at the game. He was placed on administrative leave, and depending on who you read and who you believe, he's either under protective custody or not. He told his players at one point Friday that he was in protective custody, and it sounds as though they're in different reports. He's not in protective custody. He'll obviously be a key witness in the case against Jerry Sandusky. Shouldn't have coached this game. Shouldn't be on the staff anymore. Mike McQueary is the guy who, in case you completely missed it, Mike McQueary is the guy who walked in on Jerry Sandusky, the assistant coach, who's been brought up on charges of 8 counts of child molestation, and certainly many, many others, endangering minors, sexual abuse, assault, rape, all those kinds of things. And the man is, from what I've read lately, facing up to 460 years in prison, which to me is not enough. Double it, whatever you want to do. I mean, it's just not enough. I understand the guy will probably live out his days in prison, and I don't know that that's enough for me. 312-644-6767 is where you can get a hold of us. I really want to hear your take on this, on Penn State's situation, what you saw out of Happy Valley this afternoon, whether or not you think this game should have been played in the first place. Have a report, too, from, I believe it's the Washington Times, about some things that happened to a Penn State fan who was willing to speak what I believe to be the truth about this whole situation while he was at the game today. So we'll read you that as well. So, Cabs, Tom, Rich, hang on the line. We'll get to you in a little bit. Run up against the break. I'm Connor McKnight. You're with you until 8 o'clock right here on The Score.
Mully here from the Mully and Hanley Show, mornings 5 to 9. The 5-3 Bears are getting ready for a key divisional rematch with the Detroit Lions. No one covers the Bears like us, so keep it here on the official station for Bears fans. Sports Radio 670 The Score and 670thescore.com, Chicago sports station.
The Wickstrom boys at Wickstrom Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram in Barrington during the Chrysler Jeep Dodge Big Finish of 2011. At Wickstrom, there's big savings and 0% financing available on all remaining new 2011 Jeeps. Wickstrom Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram at Barrington. Expect the best. Experience the difference.
Where can you get a Beauty Rest Queen Plus set, mattress, and box spring for only $449? Only during Back to Bed's Veterans Day sale. A Beauty Sleep Queen Eurocup set, just $399. Of course, nobody beats our price or delivers more Tempur-Pedic mattresses than Back to Bed. Nobody. And remember, we'll beat anybody's advertised price on any comparable mattress set. So, come back to bed and make yourself comfortable during our Veterans Day sale. What makes Speedway coffee so good?
It's always hot, fresh, and ready for me when I get here.
There's no need for me to go to one of those high-priced coffee places when Speedway's coffee tastes so great and costs a lot less.
Speedway has the best cup of coffee around.
We use only the finest Arabica beans, roasted to perfection and freshly ground exclusively from Speedway.
Excuse me.
Quality at a Speedway price. And a 12-ounce cup of coffee that is always just 99 cents.
We're on your way to convenience stores of Speedway.
The World Heavyweight Championship returns to network television tonight on Fox. Undefeated UFC heavyweight champion Cain Velasquez battles knockout artist and #1 contender Junior Dos Santos. Find out tonight who is the baddest man on the planet. Live and free on Fox. It's UFC Velasquez versus Dos Santos tonight at 8 p.m. only on Fox.
This is the sound of Kate depositing checks.
Yeah, those reports will be done in 5.
This is the sound of Felton depositing checks.
Hello, this is Felton.
This is the sound of Simon
This
depositing
is really low light.
Thank you. Your order will ship out today.
Chase brings the bank to your business with a quick deposit check scanner. Deposit checks into your Chase business checking account at any time without having to leave the office, which speeds up cash flow and gives you more time to get everything else done. Whether that's talking to suppliers, hello, finishing reports,
Here you go.
or finally launching the company website.
And we are online, people.
Sign up now and get a Chase Quick Deposit Scanner for free. Stop into a branch or go to chase.com/businessquickdeposit to learn more. More convenient business banking. Take a step forward and chase what matters. Subject to approval, monthly service fees apply. 2-year service agreement required and cancellation fees apply. See a bank for details. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
It was pouring. My wipers were horrible. I just couldn't see. Mom, I was so tense. What did you do? I pulled over. Later, I learned that my wiper blades were completely worn out.
Haven't I been telling you about Jiffy Lube? Their signature service oil change includes a safety check. The wiper blades, the lights, the tire pressure, and more.
Now I know.
Do something good so something bad won't happen. Get $10 off and a free ticket to the smash hit musical $1 Million Quartet, a $75 value. Visit ChicagolandJiffyLube.com or text Jiffy to 55678 while supplies last.
All right, guys. Ready for 2 weeks in the wild or what?
Yeah.
All right, then strap on those backpacks. Hey, let me just check this text. Oh, come on, man.
Oh, no.
What?
Not now.
What is it?
McRib is back.
What?
We're gonna miss it.
This backpack just got really heavy, guys.
Everybody back in the car. We are going to McDonald's.
Yeah, good. McRib is back for just $2.79. But that saucy pork goodness is here for a limited time.
What is that, Carl? You guys want to do a golf trip instead, maybe?
I'm nature and simple joy of big news. This special may vary for a limited time.
You are about to experience a first-of-its-kind commercial. Using breakthrough technology, McDonald's can now pump the delicious smell of fries directly into your car. Let's begin.